As we mentioned earlier, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation is working with the ICMA to address economic mobility. Kevin Howard, Program Officer with the Gates Foundation, is here in studio along with Edith Ramirez, Assistant City Manager of Morgan Hill, California, to explain how they are working with the ICMA to make sure that no one is unfairly left behind. Thanks to you both. Good morning.
Thank you.
All right, so Kevin, I want to get started with you. I want to go back to the number of people that are living below the poverty level. We are talking about either an individual making just over $29,000 or $60,000 for a family of four. This is your focus population, is that correct?
They're geographically dispersed throughout the U.S. About half live in very large metros and about 40% live in the South. The plurality of this group is white, but Black, Latino, Indigenous folks are overrepresented, and women are also overrepresented. And that just highlights how important it is to understand race and gender when you're thinking about poverty and economic mobility. And that's been a guiding light for how we view the work and how we've designed our strategy.
So you found that focus population, and then the Gates Foundation created the Economic Mobility and Opportunity Strategy. Can you elaborate on that?
We've spent years working in education in the U.S. To improve equitable outcomes and quality of education. But still, the research indicates that education alone is often not enough, and there's a lot of other barriers to economic mobility. And so we started this work around 2016 with the U.S. Partnership on Mobility from Poverty. It included faith-based groups, practitioners, researchers, experts. And this group traveled across the country listening to communities, listening to folks in the work in communities every day, and listening to people experiencing poverty. And so this group came up with this conception of mobility and included financial indicators, so income, wealth, kind of that traditional bucket of what you would think of as economic mobility, but also included a factor of belonging. Do you feel like you belong in your community? And also autonomy. Do you feel like you have autonomy over your life choices? And in 2022, the foundation recommitted to economic mobility, and I'm proud to say that we've committed $460 million over the next 4 years to improve economic outcomes in the U.S.
That's amazing. Edith, in your community, what do you hear are some of the biggest barriers to economic mobility?
I think that again, the sense of belonging is where it all starts. Both, whether it's connecting people to jobs or people to housing, it is almost impossible to really make a dent when people don't feel that they can trust you, that they belong in their community. So part of the work that we're doing with ICMA, with our learning, is walking it back to really the most foundational effort of creating trust and a sense of belonging for people that in some cases are invisible in your community.
So Kevin, the Gates Foundation, they created this Economic Mobility and Opportunity Strategy, but how did the partnership with ICMA come about?
We work with a set of incredible partners that create tools for local governments. And so what our strategy does is we support these creators of tools. And then we try and meet local governments where they are. And where they are is with incredible partners like ICMA. And what ICMA does really well is connect folks so they get that peer support, offer the technical assistance to, again, meet the governments where they are and help them through a sometimes winding and complicated mobility journey.
Of course. Edith, final question for you. Can you kind of explain any success stories that you've seen in your own community?
One of the things that we learned through the journey with ICMA, with the Urban Institute, is in addition to ensuring that people have housing and jobs, is the concept of social capital. Mm-hmm. The concept of social capital, that if you as a resident know and have friends and know who to call if you need something, there is the chance that you're going to stay above water, and there is a chance that you might get that job, or there's a chance that you might get that reference. So what we have done in Morgan Hill is that we have taken small but mighty steps on making sure that we're being very intentional in reaching out to that focus group and making sure that they know that they have a partner with the city, that they have social capital, and how do we create that web-based social capital investment for them. And that has been a good and very exciting part of the shift that Morgan Hill has been doing.
Wonderful. Well, this partnership is very important, especially to the residents that we serve. So thank you both so much for all of your work, and thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
Thank you.